in a village painted with the soft colors of dawn and dusk, nestled among rolling green hills, stood a very old clock tower. Its hands had ticked away more stories than anyone could count. In this same village lived a boy named Timmy. Timmy was a sweet boy, but shy, with eyes that often looked at his shoes more than the world around him. He felt his voice was as small as a whisper in the wind, and his heart would beat like a drum whenever someone new spoke to him. Every night, from his bedroom window, Timmy would watch the clock tower. It was his silent friend. But one night, something extraordinary happened. As the clock's hands met at the top, marking midnight with a gentle chime, a voice, deep and warm like old wood, echoed in the quiet air. "Timmy," it said. Timmy's eyes went wide. The voice was coming from the clock tower. "Don't be afraid, little one." The clock tower rumbled softly. "I've watched you for a long time. I need your help. A great danger is upon us. Time itself is in trouble." Timmy, clutching his blanket, crept closer to the window. "What? What do you mean?" he whispered. "The minutes of courage have vanished," the clock tower explained, its voice heavy with worry. "Without them, the courage to take a step, to speak a word, to even try, will fade from the world. Soon, everything will stop moving, frozen in a silent stillness." Timmy's heart thumped. "But what can I do? I'm not brave at all." The clock tower's voice was kind. "Courage isn't about being fearless, Timmy. It's about acting even when you are. You have a kind heart, and that is the strongest magic of all. You must journey through the realms of time to find the lost minutes." Just then, a tiny, brilliant light zipped through Timmy's window, circling his head like a miniature star. It was a firefly, glowing with a warm, pulsating light. "Hello!" it chirped in a tiny, Bella-like voice. "I'm Timmy. The clock tower sent me to be your guide." Timmy, though startled, couldn't help but smile. Maybe, just maybe, he could do this. With a deep breath, Timmy, led by Tika, stepped out into the night. At the base of the clock tower, a shimmering doorway swirled into existence, sparkling like crushed diamonds. This was the entrance to the first realm. "Ready?" chirped Tika. Timmy nodded, his shyness replaced by a flicker of determination. He stepped through the portal. They found themselves in the frozen seconds forest. Here, everything was made of glistening ice. Trees had icicle leaves, and the air was so still you could see your breath hang like a tiny cloud. Every drop of water, every falling leaf was trapped, frozen in a single second. It was beautiful, but eerie. As they walked, the silence began to press in on Timmy. He felt a wave of fear, the old shyness creeping back. "It's so quiet," he whispered to Tika. "This is what happens when courage is lost," Tika explained softly. "No one dares to make a sound." Deeper in the forest, they found a small, frozen bird, a tear glistening on its cheek like a tiny diamond. It was trapped mid-flight, unable to reach its nest. Timmy's heart ached for the little creature. He knew he had to do something. He reached out a trembling hand and gently touched the bird's icy wing. He closed his eyes and thought of the warmest, kindest things he could. He thought of his mother's hugs, the sun on his face, and the clock tower's gentle voice. A whisper, "It's okay to be scared, but you need to get home." A golden warmth flowed from his hand, melting the ice. The first minute of courage, a shimmering golden speck of light, floated from the bird and into a small pouch Tika carried. The bird chirped thankfully and flew to its nest. The forest seemed a little less silent. Leaving the forest behind, they entered the river of lost hours. This wasn't a river of water, but a swirling, endless current of forgotten memories and wasted time. Whispers of "I'll do it later and it is too hard" echoed from the flowing stream. The river pulled at Timmy, trying to drag him into its lazy current of regret. "Don't listen, Timmy," Tika warned, her lights flickering anxiously. "The river wants you to give up." Timmy felt his legs grow heavy. The thought of his warm, safe bed was so tempting, but then he remembered the frozen bird and the world that was counting on him. He saw a small, wooden boat caught in an eddy, spinning in circles. Inside was a tiny, shadowy figure, huddled and crying. "I wanted to build a bridge," it sobbed, "but I waited too long. Now all my hours are lost." Timmy remembered a time he wanted to join a game but was too shy to ask, and the moment passed. He knew this feeling. It's never too late to try again. Timmy called out, his voice surprisingly strong. He waded into the river, the pull of regret strong, and pushed the little boat towards the bank. As it touched solid ground, the shadowy figure brightened, and another minute of courage, brighter than the last, flew from it and into Tika's pouch. The river's current seemed to calm just a little. Their final destination was the sky of endless days. Here, the sun never set. It was always bright, always noon. But with no night to rest, everything was tired. The flowers drooped, the clouds moved sluggishly, and the wind sighed wearily. It was a world without the courage to rest and begin anew. High on a cloud, they found a young star, flickering weakly. "I'm supposed to shine at night," it whimpered, "but night never comes. I've forgotten how to be bright. I'm afraid I've lost my light forever." Timmy looked at the tired, endless sky and understood sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to rest. Timmy sat beside the little star. He didn't say much. He just sat there, a quiet, steady presence. He shared the warmth he felt from helping the bird and the resolve from pushing the boat. He told the star about his friend, the clock tower, and the promise of a peaceful night. He shared his own feelings of being small and scared, but also the new feeling of being brave. Hearing Timmy's story, the little star seemed to remember its purpose. It took a deep breath and began to glow, faintly at first, then brighter and brighter. From its core, the final, most brilliant minute of courage emerged and zipped into Tika's pouch. As it did, a soft twilight began to spread across the sky, painting it with purples and pinks. The world sighed in relief. With all 3 minutes of courage, Timmy and Tika returned to the clock tower. Timmy opened the pouch, and the 3 golden lights flew up, up, up into the clock's face. They settled back into place as the gears, the hands, and the very heart of time itself. A magnificent, joyful chime rang out from the tower, louder and clearer than ever before. It echoed through the village and across the world. Time began to move again, not just ticking, but dancing forward with renewed hope. The clock tower's voice boomed, full of pride. "You did it, Timmy. You found your own courage, and in doing so, you saved us all." Timmy looked up at his friend, his heart full. He wasn't the same shy boy who looked at his shoes. He had faced down silence, regret, and exhaustion. He learned that courage wasn't a loud roar, but often a quiet whisper that says, "I'll try." From that day on, the clock tower's chimes were a little more special to everyone in the village. They were a reminder that every second, every minute, and every hour is a chance to be brave, to be kind, and to believe in yourself. And as for Timmy, he had found his voice, and he knew he would use it to share his story, proving that even the quietest heart can hold the greatest courage. Thank you so much for joining us on this magical journey with Timmy. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful adventures. See you next time.